guys? Welcome back to the Kool-Aid Podcast. Welcome back to another watch along. Barcelona versus Real Oviedo. We are back at the Spotify camp now against Oviedo in La Liga after a big victory in the Champions League in midweek against Slavia Prague. Barcelona are going to be looking to continue some of their winning run after it was cut short against Real Sociedad last weekend. And so we're going to be looking and having a watch along for tonight's match. Let me share this with you guys really quickly. Oh, I do not have it open. But the lineup for tonight's match, let me bring it right here. Here we go. Lineup for tonight's match. Joan García, Jean Martin, Eric Garcia, Pau Cuarcí, Joao Cancelo, Marc Cancelo returns to the lineup. Pedri injured, Frankie de Jong, Lamine Yamal coming back, having some action after midweek suspension, Dani Olmo, Lewandowski, and Raphinha. Super strong 11. Real Oviedo not really having the best of seasons, as you guys can see right here. Last in La Liga. At home, this should be an easy 3 points. Real Madrid, they won yesterday against, who was it? Villarreal, yes. 2-0 against Villarreal. Mbappe getting 2 goals. We're going to be looking to get the 3 points tonight. All right. How are you guys feeling ahead of the match? It's going to be interesting to see how Joao Cancelo does. This. First game back at the Spotify camp now of 2026. And you see Barcelona lifting the Super Cup trophy. Amazing to see. All right.
Nine games played at home, 9 victories. There's the return so far for Barcelona. That's the ominous task awaiting Real Oviedo, who've only won twice all season long. Haven't won at all since the end of September. They've been clawing their way, point by point, draw after draw. This, their first visit here since May of 2001, when Gemma reminded us pre-game they actually came here and won. Just before they.
All right, so you guys can barely hear it.
Exile away from the top flight.
Here, let me bring up the audio then.
So you're saying there's a chance?
Well,
is that better?
0-0, doesn't it?
Hold on, let me see.
Game tends to.
What's up, OG? Welcome, my friend.
Dani Olmo.
How's that sound?
Free kick given against Javi Lopez. Well, listening to Guillermo Almada, the Oviedo coach pre-game, Ali, he did point out another true statement about the game. He said there's only one ball, so we need to take it away from Barcelona.
Right. That is deep analysis.
That should be a tad bit better.
Cutting edge analysis.
All right.
It's hard to make a.
Yes, OG. I said hi. I said hi, OG.
You highlighted that they haven't won a game since September.
What's up, Thomas? Welcome. Little hat trick incoming.
They lost to Orense in Copa del Rey as well.
Excited for that.
If this team actually, if they play an inter squad match, it'll probably finish in a draw. Nobody's winning. This team just is not built for winning.
Let me do it like that.
And if you can't score goals, you can't win games. You can't win games, you can't stay up.
Here's Jairo providing an
oh my gosh.
And, well, just as we're talking about the lack of goals, Federico Viñas, the Uruguayan, found himself staring at Joan García here.
It's about 10 yards offside.
Right.
On the left-hand side by Ilyas Chaira. Not quite sure why it takes so long for this to be called offside. It was clearly so. Regardless, I suppose a reason to be optimistic. If you're
there we go.
Good luck with that.
What's up, Omar? Welcome. Big up, my guy. Mega HD. I just appreciate the support, brother. Thank you, OG.
Opens the door for Mark.
That mouse off.
Casado.
All right.
De Jong and Olmo in midfield. Danny Olmo
See,
has been
this is super interesting.
impressive.
Right here, Hansi Flick is playing Eric Garcia as the right back, Joao Cancelo as the left back, and Gerard Martin as a center back. I'm looking at that initially and I'm thinking, hey, just have Aria foul. I'm thinking, play Garcia and Eric Garcia both as the center backs and Joao and Gerard Martin as the fullbacks.
It's a little off tap. Federico Viñas with the pressure. Joan Garcia trying to get the ball moving, and Hansi Flick.
Initially thought we were playing that Albacete with the kids. It's not bad.
Some of the questions that he was being asked in the pregame.
Yeah, you always wonder if there's a little bit getting lost in translation with Hansi Flick insisting on speaking in English, but being asked about Pedri and his unique abilities as a player was interesting. Let's just say.
Oh, that and. Well, do you think Marc Casado is going to do a good job today? Well, no. I think he's going to stink. That's why I put him out on the field. I mean, what is he supposed to say?
Well, he's back. Lamine Yamal, who missed midweek with that suspension. By the way, he could reach a real milestone today, Lamine Yamal. If you look at his career for Barcelona and for Spain, he's had 99 goal involvements. To remind you how old he is.
Oh my.
In steps Eric Garcia. Well, he's become irreplaceable, isn't he, Eric Garcia? Saw one newspaper article refer to him, Ali, as Hansi Flick's life insurance policy.
Wow.
He's played every game. In fact, he's played
The audio commentary is heavily delayed.
50 that Barcelona have played in all competitions.
Here. It might be just be ESPN. Also, is like the audio level like fine or is it too loud?
Two problems that, frankly, you didn't think you were going to have.
That's usually ESPN. That's like a problem on their side as well.
And yet, when they needed a midfielder, he stepped in. If you need a right back, he steps in. If you need a center back, he steps in. And has done so at a high level, at a consistent level. That hasn't been the case with Ronald Araujo, for example. They were expecting him to be the guy.
I can barely hear the commentary.
For one reason or another, hasn't been the case. And
Okay. For me, it's okay.
Responsibility and done very well.
Here, I'll increase it just like a tad bit.
All over the top. For Raphinha to move on to. Look for the instant cross with Lewandowski trailing the play. Casado.
Oh, nice, Frankie.
It's third year now in the first team. De Jong wheeling and dealing.
No, Rafa.
Slip it back to him.
We must point out that the anticipation was that Joao Cancelo will be playing as a right back. He's actually playing as a left back, and Gerard Martin, who can play as a left back, goes back into that center back pairing with Pau Garcia and Eddie Garcia. The aforementioned Eddie Garcia, who we thought maybe playing center back today, is actually in a right back position.
Yeah.
No Jose Koundé. Lamine.
Debut or a second start, I should say. Second time around for Joao Cancelo as you look at.
Do you know when the rest of the lower parts of the stadium open?
Uruguayan, the third manager of the season.
So the rest of the parts around March is what I was looking at, and then the top of the stadium for it to be finalized. They were looking for big parts to be done in this past summer, but they're still going to need a little bit of time. And they said everything's going to be fully done by the end of 2026.
Undoubtedly did last year, Oviedo.
I'm 100% confident Rafa does not look before he crosses. What's up, Mustafa? Welcome, my guy.
There were some questions about Veljko Paunovic, even as the team was coming up.
Come on, Barça. What happened here?
It's a sloppy giveaway, meanwhile.
Nice.
And the favour is returned. Hassan and Barcelona can spread their wings a little here.
Nice, Lamine.
Yamal.
Lamine 1v1. 10-1. Okay.
In the end, it was neither
Just
one
take their
thing
time.
nor
They don't
the
need to
other
rush
from
everything.
Lamine Yamal.
The reason why Barcelona are a little bit anxious about getting the stuff done is because we've been playing in the Montjuic for the past couple of seasons, and that harms Barcelona financially. It's a big financial loss because obviously playing at the Spotify Camp now, having what, 100K capacity, being in your own stadium, not having to pay the city so much money for just using the stadium.
And almost led to Chara being through, but again he was offside.
Just a little bit of patience.
They would much rather return to the Camp Nou. And that's not even talking about the sporting advantages.
Not putting enough pressure on the ball. And once that turn happens, then if you're tight, that's when you have to time your run. He did not. Clearly offside.
Probing ball on the flanks.
Oh.
Cancelo unable to turn it into any sort of cross, and now he's going to have to scamper back because Oviedo threatening. Was that a foul? It was.
Is he going to book Joan Martin?
Oh
my.
It was a challenge team worthy of a yellow card.
Okay, first yellow card.
Unnecessary challenge from Gerard Martin.
Atletico Madrid win 3-0.
To dive in. It's the slightest of contact.
I want the Barcelona midfielders to keep possession and go for box to box.
Sure, that's enough for a yellow card, but regardless, it's a challenge that Gerard Martin doesn't have to make. Just delay. Use the sidelines as another defender and force Hassan to make a decision.
Yeah, maybe harsh upon closer inspection the booking, but no doubt about the foul. That leads to this free kick. The Barcelona line stationed well outside the area, and it comes.
Guessi clears. Offside. Nice.
Yet again, an offside flag. Already a growing sense of unease and frustration amongst the crowd. Some of the delaying tactics. They haven't quite worked out this high Barcelona line yet. Oviedo, that's the third time they've been caught offside, Ali.
Oh, come on.
And you would think that would be something that Oviedo would have worked on coming into this match, given that it is the ongoing conversation regarding Barcelona. And
look at how they chant Messi,
Yeah, it's
Messi.
not exactly a trade secret, is it? 10 minutes in here at the Camp Nou.
Good pass from Pau Guarci. Olmo, good turn.
The first time since December the 13th.
Okay. There are words on the docket. We are playing the last team in La Liga. They're last in La Liga.
The top 8, but every chance they will finish up in
So
the
if we
top
don't
eight,
get a
they've
big
been
win
so tight.
tonight,
That's De Jong.
it's going to be frustrating.
Barca's defeat last week against Real Sociedad snapped an 11-game winning streak in all competitions. That was actually
Today's a big day for Marca Salo as well. Him being able to start.
In the background, you could hear Guillermo Almada talking to Santiago Colombato. Colo.
He has to take advantage of it.
Meaning Santiago Colombato.
Martin was
There's an opportunity to step into Casado, then that forces Barcelona to,
Mustafa, you doubt Gerard Mardini? You doubt him? Nah, but being
Scandell.
serious in regards to Gerard Martin,
Clearance.
he's done a great job filling in
And played through by Sibo.
in games throughout the season, but he's not going to be a long-term
Whistle had already gone.
solution in that center back area.
Referee Martinez Muniera. Eagle-eyed, Mr. Moreno, as always.
What a flick on by the referee. A little bit of filth behind it.
Great work from Eric.
Possessed by
Find
Joan
Raphinha.
García.
Ah.
Couldn't quite match the winning of the ball with the distribution of it. And there goes Chira, who's been heavily involved.
Good clearance. Good clearance right there.
Down just yet for Barcelona. They haven't been able to establish long periods of possession. They haven't been able to establish dynamic movement in the attack.
No Ferran, no Pedri, no Dani Olmo, and no Christensen. 4 players out injured right now for Barca. Ferran expected to be back very soon. Pedri towards the end of February.
A flagrant elbow at Pau Garcia as he was coming to challenge for this ball.
Yeah, well, they've both ended up down on the ground.
I can tell you that Federico Viñas wound up with his elbow, and they go, dang.
Oh.
Yeah. I play the position. I'm fairly familiar with what Viñas was trying to do.
Right. Viñas,
He
the
just
Uruguayan,
elbowed
who is
Pau
actually,
Garcia on the rib.
Oviedo's top scorer with 3.
If we can steal 10 mil for draw and sell Castellonsu for 30, we need to sign a top center back.
Mexican football.
That should be our priority
Club
in the
America,
summer. To sign a top
Leon.
center back, we need to.
He's also been sent off 3 times this
Draw.
season. Most in,
They have that release
La
clause.
Liga.
Teams don't need to pay 10 if they can just pay 6.
Can dish it out, as we've just witnessed.
I can see why.
Marc Casado,
He knows exactly.
this hasn't been a good season for him. Hasn't been really involved. When he has been involved, he hasn't been playing well. I'm still against selling him because I think he could be a valuable option in that midfield. But if Hansi Flick views him as surplus to requirements and a big offer, let's say 30 plus million come for him, a discussion can be had. I'd be more looking on the lines around 50 million for Casado in order for me to part ways, for sure.
Scored in
If they don't back Flick this summer, then Flick needs to leave because the board
Oviedo.
the board needs to support him.
Do that in the top flight for Oviedo since one Julio Daily Valdez.
Besides, I think the fans as well want to see incomings. I want to see incomings. In this past summer, we only talked about Joan Garcia and Rooney.
Oviedo can point to their last 2 games as evidence of progress being made. They lost
Great
a
pass from
heartbreaker
Casado.
last week to Osasuna.
I want to see players come in.
Conceding the winner in the 92nd minute. And then they were 1-0 up against Betis until the 83rd minute equaliser arrived. So
Oh, what was I going to look up? Oh.
some sort of progress under Guillermo Almada, even though it hasn't yet netted a victory.
In his pre-game interview, it's amazing how every new coach does this when they come to a team, in this case like Oviedo, that is in so much trouble. They were asking him about sort of the progress of the team and the struggles of the team and the challenges ahead, and he said, well, since we've been here, basically disassociating himself from anything that happened before they got here.
Right.
Since we've been here, we've been better. Well, the natural follow-up question would have been, so have you won a game? Well, no. No, that hasn't happened just yet.
Lamine Yamal penalised for the trip, even though it appeared to be inadvertent. And Reina is the man on the end of it. There is the gentleman you were referring to, Ali Guillermo Almada.
As I mentioned earlier, very little rhythm to the game just yet.
Yeah. Lots of stop and start right here so far.
Really establish how superior they can be. They haven't really controlled the midfield just yet. Give credit to Oviedo, well organized behind the ball. It's a responsibility of Barcelona to speed things up.
Lewandowski trying to combine with Raphinha. Shake off the attentions of David Carmo at the same time.
Offside.
Big attack in the end, petering out.
It's a good combination to begin with, but Lewandowski doesn't have the getaway speed. In this case, you're thinking maybe he puts his body between the defender and the ball and goes diagonal towards goal. He does not.
Oh, right there.
Joao Cancelo in an offside position.
No foul?
He's playing left back really just in name. His starting position is much higher up the field, which then forces Gerard Martin to cover both the center back position on the left
I thought
side, as well as
Hansi said he was happy
the left
being
back
there.
position as Cancelo has taken that.
Hansi Flick loves Barcelona. He's loving his time here. But something that can't be disputed is that he's going to need reinforcements. Nice, Cancelo. Raphinha, fine level. No, not the greatest of cross. But eventually, you know, there's going to be some frustration boiling over if we aren't able to back him.
No one arriving late for the Blaugrana.
Oviedo playing rough. Is there a problem?
Later today, our La Liga coverage will continue from the Anoeta again. The Real Sociedad beat Barcelona a week ago. Celta Vigo will be the team we entertain today. 12:25 Eastern, right here on ESPN Plus, as Lamine Yamal settles here.
Not the greatest of cross.
Too close to Escandel.
Fine, Frankie.
Signs that Barcelona are starting to sink their teeth in a little here, Alec.
Nothing.
A disjointed start to the game. Having said that, here come the visitors on the counter-attack. Chira. We've seen a lot of it. And the disjointed nature of this first 20 minutes only suits one team, Alec.
Yeah, if you're Oviedo, you're loving it. If there's no sense of control in the game, then that means Oviedo is doing a lot of good things out on the field. Now, when they get opportunities to break, as they did just now, instead of cutting the ball back, as Ilias Chaira did, push the tempo, force Barcelona to defend.
Javi Lopez's throw was easily removed. Here's Costas. Asking too much there of Sam Hassan. Substitutes up and warming up already for the visitors. Colin Battle. Find Chara. These two teams met in late September at the Cala Stadiere in Oviedo. Barcelona won that game 3-1, but they did go a goal down in that game. It's a game that featured a big mistake by Joan García.
Oh, nice, Cancelo.
And he then got injured later in that game and ended up missing the next 2 months. Garcia will be looking for a very different sort of afternoon today, and a much quieter one.
It's something that
Throw
we
in
mentioned earlier in how Oviedo are doing a really good job in denying the pass through the middle, and so Barcelona is having to go around the midfield in order to advance the ball, but they're unable to find this pass that connects through the midfield and out to the other side.
Garcia across to Kubasi. Now Cancelo.
Find Danny, find Danny.
Worked very efficiently.
Ah, the pass was late.
With Olmo, who hasn't seen an awful lot of the ball so far. He's chase again.
Nice, Eric.
The man in the mask, Eric Garcia, sticking to his task.
Okay.
In the midway point of the first half, and Oviedo understandably taking every opportunity available to them to slow the game down.
How much possession have they had? Is this accurate? 26%? It feels like Oviedo have had more.
The left foot, little deflection, which
Great work, Joan.
Had to prevent going behind for a corner.
It's been a good reaction from Joan García. These are the moments in which Barcelona has to be able to connect through the midfield and progress the ball forward much quicker than they have done so far.
Oh, nice, Lamine. Foul. All right.
A sharp turn by Yamal.
That's nice.
It's a good turn from Lamine Yamal, but he's turning into the pressure. And so the thought, if I were Hansi Flick, would be, let's turn away from the pressure, move this team side to side, Oviedo, but do so as you advance the ball forward. Otherwise, they're just going to sit behind the ball and force you into turnovers.
A meeting between La Liga's top scorers
Oh.
and lowest scorers. Barcelona have managed 54 goals in their 20 games so far.
We need one breakthrough, one breakaway. We haven't been able to get that. We haven't been looking great in possession so far.
First half is disappearing too. There hasn't really been too much for Aaron Escandel in goal for Oviedo to be worried about yet. It's Frankie de Jong who got the ball in the face, trying to shake it off. Cancelo working up through the gears. Raphinha's cross. Javi Lopez just able to glance it away to safety for now. Cancelo with the step over and the cut inside.
No.
Then rather fizzed it at Lewandowski. Barcelona quick to win it back.
There you go. No. What a block.
Touched away at the last by Carmel.
That pass from Cancelo was great.
Forces Oviedo to move around.
Carmel gets a touch on that.
Try to press the ball differently. They're not so comfortable behind the ball, and now that gives time and space for Cancelo to pick out a pass
and puts it for a corner.
To pick out a space for Lewandowski. Good defending in the end from Oviedo.
Into the near post.
Another corner.
Oviedo, by the way, have conceded the most goals in La Liga from headers. Something Hansi Flick and his staff have looked at. 7 of them.
No.
In from Raphinha, but too close to Escandel.
Can you repeat that stat once again, Adrian?
Oviedo have conceded the most goals of any La Liga team from headers.
Right.
7 of them.
And Barcelona proceeded to play the corner short.
Right. A cut inside, and the shot was on there for Hassan.
Gifting the ball back to Oviedo.
They've got a little bit of joy down both flanks, the visitors. Now attention switches to the left. Chira running into Eric Garcia again. His unlikely rise to becoming a mainstay for Hansi Flick. He certainly looked on his way out last year, didn't he? Talk about going back to Girona. He's gone on to play in 50 consecutive games for Hansi Flick.
Easier said than done. And going back to the outlet pass into Cancelo. Again, he turned into the pressure rather than a little dip of the shoulder and turned to the outside. So you talk about what kind of difference does it make when you have Pedri on the field where you don't? Those are the sort of moments that are taken for granted when Pedri's on the field, but are noticeable when he's not. Turning away from pressure, feeling what the
Good pressure from Barcelona right here. That's how.
the open side of
That was fantastic from Lewa, Raphinha, and Cazador right there.
Escandel and David Costas,
Recovering the ball quickly. That was lovely ever from the three. Hey, foul.
Clear, and will be able to do so now. Unchallenged, Javi Lopez. Well, he's only succeeded in giving it right back ultimately, and now Cazador.
Raphinha.
Raphinha.
Someone should call that out.
There's his pocket picks there. Reina. And here's the Egyptian Hassan.
Great, Cancelo.
Cancelo doing well to pick out Raphinha.
Look at that. Real Oviedo, they're doing such a great job of just recovering the ball. That was a great shot as well. But this game is it's not fluid. You can see how big of a miss Pedri is.
In terms of being dangerous, or at the very least threatening, Oviedo have seen more of the ball in those sort of areas and have looked a more dangerous team.
Yeah, and the shots back up what you were saying, Ali. 3-1 in favour of the visitors so far. Not quite a return to the new camp. Fans may have been expecting.
There we go.
Yeah,
Daniel into space. See, but there's no options for him.
First cross was repelled. Couldn't get on the end of the loose ball. Oviedo again able to relieve the pressure.
And while the sequence did not amount to anything for Barcelona, it is indeed the first time that we see Daniel running through the lines, making himself available, running from deeper, so that they can break through some of that pressure, find that passing lane, and allow Barcelona to try to find some spaces in the final third.
Lamine, when we've won, puts in the cross. Leo, that's you. No! Just a tad bit too high. It was a great cross from Lamine.
Lewandowski takes a step forward here. Can't quite see it from that angle, but he takes a step forward, thinking that he's going to have to challenge David Costas instead of peeling away. And I think that's where Lamine Yamal is trying to find that far post. Ends up floating on him, and Lewandowski cannot get on the end of it. Yeah, Fermin Lopez, you might want to get loose fairly soon, buddy.
Yeah. 2 goals in midweek. As the president looks on, Fermin Lopez had that double in the Champions League.
Okay.
Interesting night for Robert Lewandowski.
Leo, por favor.
A goal and an own goal.
It's been an interesting season for Robert Lewandowski. He has seen, whether it's injury or performance, that Ferran Torres has now gotten an extended run with the team.
Yeah. Plenty of runs. Here's Chaira again. Dispatched by Kubasi, but a little deja vu, another offside.
No, that's onside.
I don't know who we're thinking is offside, but he wasn't.
No. Yeah, Ferran Torres, to go back to your point, Ali, remains Barcelona's top scorer in La Liga with 11. Oof, Escandel, outer reaches of his penalty area. So, has the referee given this? I think he has, you know. Escandel,
Oh, he has. He's given a free kick to Barca.
The penalty area didn't go beyond the line, but the referee saw it differently.
Ball outside the box.
Maybe a Barcelona free kick.
Well, Aaron Escandel is making it seem as if there is no chance he went outside the box. I'm going to believe him. I'm going to believe him, and I believe him.
Yep.
And it's not even close. Let me just tell you, this is not even close. As it pertains to the ball being outside the 18-yard box, it's not even close.
I'm not even sure how Martinez Muñera could have any sort of view of that. I don't know if it was the linesman that gave
Both the keeper. The referee made a mistake right here.
Card, and Aaron Escandel,
How are we not scoring against a low division team?
the man who's made more saves in La Liga than any other goalkeeper so far this season. Hasn't had too much to
All
do
right.
here today yet, but that may be about to change. Dani Olmo teed up, and Raphinha will let that spin behind for the corner. Well, he will feel perhaps, for now at least, justice done. Nothing coming from the free kick.
To your point, Adrian, how are you able to see that if you're the referee when Escandel has his body between the referee and the ball?
Yep. Almost corner, more comfortable, more familiar terrain there for Escandel.
Which then tells me that the referee is guessing, and the last thing you want to do is have a referee that is guessing. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, it's not ideal, is it?
Oh, no, it is not.
Well, they're happy. I don't know if we're going to see Sid Lowe in any of these shots. He's up there somewhere with his son, isn't he, wearing Oviedo blue?
All right. This half has flown by. We're reaching the 35th minute mark, and we hadn't had to stay in possession in the opposition half. We haven't had one clear-cut opportunity right here.
More from Lamine Yamal. Can I just tell you, they just need more?
Yeah.
They just haven't had enough contact with the ball. Oviedo, they're doing a great job of just intercepting.
In the midfield.
Yeah, the ball in the midfield.
Really press the ball well. They have to be able to.
The ball gets to Marcelo, to Frankie de Jong, but it can't get to your attackers.
And that's why you're getting this sort of turnovers.
Eric Garcia.
Oh, Lamine.
Yamal with the off-kilter pass. It was rescued, and now Yamal can go again. And go he does around that first challenge like it didn't exist. Feisty work from Raphinha to win it back.
Find Cancelo, find Cancelo.
And just put it behind Lamine Yamal, but Eric Garcia retrieving. 10 minutes left in this first half. Can Barcelona work up through the gears here?
Multiple opportunities in that last sequence for Barcelona to find wide areas, in particular Joao Cancelo, who was wide open on the left-hand side.
Coming up later today, Deportivo Alaves, who start in the bottom three against Real Betis. Will be the late kickoff here today, 2:55 Eastern start time on ESPN Plus and ESPN Deportes.
Great interception right there from Pau.
Battling with in the relegation stakes.
Foul on Casado.
Oviedo, Levante and Elche, the three teams that came up from the second division last year. And two of them find themselves in the relegation zone. Elche the exception to the rule.
Danny went into some space. Out wide.
Dani Olmo. Onto Yamal.
Danny, take a shot.
To accompany Dani Olmo in a little pocket of space, but just
Now he will take advantage of it.
His first touch allowed the challenge to come.
How can we play this bad? I don't think it's necessarily Barcelona playing bad. I think Oviedo, they're just doing a very good job of breaking up the midfield and making sure that Barcelona are playing fluid. Wow, Frankie de Jong cooked right there.
And he does so in fine fashion. need some help. Hassan again. The cross. There's easy pickings for Joan García, who's quick release.
Ah, Raphinha isn't able to control the ball well.
Able to hold it in. Raphinha quickly and does. Lamine Yamal.
Find Olmo, find Olmo.
Barcelona 4 against 4.
Olmo, take a shot, take a shot.
Dani Olmo.
No.
On it goes to Lewandowski, driven a little wide. Almost cross.
Those crosses into the box are not working. It's one of the only ways that Barcelona, they're able to do something, though.
Another attacking opportunity. Ali just melts away.
They're making the runs, but we're not finding the header.
For Barcelona, once you take the throw in as quickly as they did, and you mentioned it, that they had numbers. The pass from Dani Olmo was too wide. It takes Lewandowski forever to make up his mind as to what he wants to do. By the time he plays the ball back to Dani Olmo, then the space is all gone, and then now we're trying to float the ball to the back post. That was never going to work.
And Pedri's facial expression up in the stand said it all, didn't it? As Ilias Chariot makes his way forward.
Throw in.
Resuming his battle with Garcia. Garcia has had the upper hand. They've certainly managed to subdue the crowd a little here, Oviedo, with an obstinate first half display here.
I was about to say exactly that, Adrian, that it has the feeling of a scrimmage in terms of the environment.
And here's Hassan, giving Joan Garcia at least something to deal with.
Give credit to Isam Hassan.
That was a great stop by.
Very willing to run with
Oh
the ball,
my!
to take defenders on, has been a natural outlet for Oviedo, allows them to release.
That's been the feeling throughout this first half.
Yeah, they have.
A pass from Frankie de Jong into the space, but Raphinha is coming back to ask for the ball to feet. All right.
17-1 odds that Craig Burley was salivating over pre-game. Ali has made a bit of a mockery of those, but
well, look.
Nice, Lewa. Great job recovering.
Yeah, that's a different story, isn't it? Lamine Yamal.
All right.
Desperately trying to stay on his feet and just with two for company, they did enough. David Carmo and Javi Lopez between them.
It's just too much from Lamine Yamal. Just, hey, it's a 2v1 situation. I know you're confident in your abilities, but get the ball moving. Part of what has happened with Barcelona in this first half is that they haven't gotten the ball moving quickly, certainly and particularly in the final third.
Martin. Kubasi.
We're standing on the ball right now, Adrian. This is what's going on. And I mentioned it probably 3 or 4 times already. They can't seem to play the ball through the midfield. And that has to do with the quality of passing coming out of the back, but it also has to do with the lack of movement ahead of the ball. Hence why I've highlighted Marc Casado and I've talked about Frankie de Jong and those guys ahead of the ball. They have to find the angles to get this team out and get them transitioning the ball forward.
Right here. No.
Adjusting to life without Pedri again, and that will be the reality for the next month or so. It's a better exchange of passes. Eric Garcia.
Nice, Eric. Find level.
Managing to maintain possession. Lewandowski.
How's that not foul?
Fend off the defensive attentions, couldn't do so.
Nice.
It's an afternoon where
I'd want to see Marc Bernal in the pivot role right here. This is the perfect opportunity for him to get minutes right here.
The centre forwards.
too slow.
Yeah.
Barcelona walking with the ball at a walking pace. That makes it a whole lot easier for Oviedo.
Hey, referee, that's a yellow.
This time, the foul given and the yellow card.
Rightfully booked.
Costas.
David
On
Costas.
the receiving end, a man who's been a loyal servant for Oviedo. 5th year in the first team.
Can't complain. See, here's the thing, Adrian. You cannot grab somebody two-handed from behind. Let me just tell you. That's not allowed, Adrian.
That's not in the laws.
No, I don't think so.
Great 1-2.
Garcia, bit of daylight for
No,
him.
that's
of the day so far for Barcelona.
offside.
Lewandowski at full stretch.
Our best opportunity of the
Keep
match.
it down.
1-2 between Lamine and Eric.
Little change of pace, final little give and go, and love the ball by Eric Garcia. At the very least, the idea of delivering this ball and forcing Oviedo to defend facing their own goal, and also forcing Lewandowski to try to get in the end of it. But as you said, Adrian, I do believe that as Lewandowski's asking the assistant referee, it wasn't me, Joe? Apparently it was him that was in an offside position.
What?
Here come the visitors again with Hassan. 2 for company for him, and he's skipped around them. Hassan to the byline. Couldn't pick out the...
Hey, referee.
Barcelona defense congealing.
Well, some things haven't changed. Joao Cancelo still can't defend 1v1 situations.
The much-travelled Portuguese right back, who's actually officially on loan from Al Hilal, but a list of clubs he's played for: Man City, Valencia, Juve, Inter, Bayern. Some of the creme de la creme of European football really have employed Joao Cancelo.
Cancelo has played for Man City, Juve,
Portugal along the way.
Barça. So many good teams.
Into 2 minutes of first half stoppage time.
All right. Lewa. No,
Change the dynamic of
Lamine.
this first half, or is Hansi Flick going to have some thinking to do
Scuffs
here?
the ball.
Here's Raphinha. He's got around the back. Can he deliver the right cross? Lewandowski trying to dart in, but Carmo headed up.
Nice
Hold his
Cancelo.
station. Cancelo.
No foul.
No foul given.
Think about that sequence and how it developed for Barcelona. Eventually, the ball goes through Cancelo out to the left-hand side, and then the running behind from Raphinha. A whole lot better movement in that sequence.
Ilias against Eric. Look the cross.
Jaira again at the near post. Joan Garcia.
There we go. Nothing.
Spilled it and was able to recover with Vinícius bearing down, and he stays down, the Uruguayan.
There's nothing wrong with the challenge by
Nothing.
Joan Garcia. Gets a touch
He gets the ball. He gets the ball first.
ahead of Federinas.
Raphinha going to work
No!
inside the penalty area and flashed across the face. Lewandowski had already started to move back. Barca finishing the first half on the front foot. That's a good-looking ball.
Oh,
Raphinha.
great
And Escandel,
shot from Rafa.
possibly his first big save of this first half at his near post.
And that comes in the dying minutes of extra time in the first half.
Is there time for one more effort? Danny Olmo thinks so. He's given it away.
And that's the half, guys.
45 minutes does.
That's the half. No, really, when you're looking at it, no big chances created for Barca. I know we're talking about that Raphinha chance. I know we're talking about the cross to Lewandowski, but overall, we haven't been really able to create much. Real Oviedo have done a really good job of making it hard for Barcelona to bypass that midfield. You're seeing the absence of Pedri. Obviously, that's playing a huge role. and we're gonna have to see who comes on in the second half, how Hansi Flick changes the setup, because we need to get the 3 points, guys. We need to get the 3 points, especially with Real Madrid winning yesterday. All right, guys, I'll be back in a couple minutes. I will be back. And then we can talk about the half. Let me bring this in. All right, boys. All right, and I'm back. All right, I'll be posting the streamer link to join the stream on both X and on YouTube. So for those who want to join and discuss the match, feel free. Posted. It hasn't been a great display so far. All right, boys. Move this, add this. All right. NJ, welcome, my friend.
No, hello. Good morning.
Morning, morning. Early start to the day, and Barcelona not getting, the best performance. Not getting the job done so far. But thoughts on that first half?
But it was shit, bro. I can't lie. Like it's too boring, man. I was so bored that I gotta fight someone in the chat, bro, for no reason.
Yeah. I have no idea what was going on in the chat and everything, but I don't want to get into that. But well,
Yeah.
what did you make of that first half performance? Because I agree with you. It was relatively boring. We haven't been able to do much, create much in the half, and I'm just looking at it. I'm thinking, is Pedri's absence that big where we can't even play through the midfield?
I gotta agree with you, man. Like, come on, like, yes, like having Petty not there playing, yes, it's a big difference. But come on, man, like you can't just be Pedri FC all the time. Like you gotta like step up, right? But it, during that half, man, like for some reason the flow of the game was so bad that you can't even like start start a attack. Like they were
Like a
just
build
make
up or anything.
yeah build up. Yeah, I mean build up
Hmm.
for some reason like so bad. Like you telling me like that the whole half you can't make what one good build up play like what's happening, and also the chances that they had it's all wasted as well. Like man, it's just pretty shit, man. Like I'm sorry, but
No.
it's just not that good of a half, man. It's so boring.
Well, I'm looking at this type of performance and this team. Whenever Barcelona, prior, whenever Barcelona they played bad, you just had like a Messi who was just able to just create something.
Exactly, yeah.
Just these games, honestly, were a foregone conclusion. These where you're thinking, hey, Messi gets a brace, Suarez gets, a
Mm-hmm.
brace as well, and we're able to just roll through these games and everything. You didn't really have to think much,
Yeah.
but you're looking at this game and you're thinking, man, like if we had that player to just step up and everything. And so I ask you, like, I'm not being critical or anything, but do you think our attackers should be doing more? Your Lamine Yamal, your Lewandowski, your Rafinhas. Do you think they should be doing more in this type of match?
Oh yeah, 100%. You should be doing more like especially like Lamine, especially Lamine, because knowing that Pedri is not available, you're the basically the main resource of creative of the build up, right? But still, like I'm not saying it should all be only Lamine. Like Rafinha, Rafinha and Lewandowski needs to like finish their chances if there's an opportunity there, and also man, like, okay, I'm not trying to be cocky or whatever, but I know that we have a good schedule, like, we should be winning, but come on, like, Frankie, this is your chance to, like, actually, like, build up the, a momentum of you playing good. Because, again, it's not the most hardest schedule, but it should be a game where, like, you should be able to, like, create a lot.
To take the game by the scruff of the neck and just take control over it, because this
Yeah,
is a game
exactly.
in which Frankie should be showing his world class quality
Exactly,
and just
yeah.
be able to just control the game easily. But we're seeing him actually struggle alongside Marcaselo, and
It's not a good combination, though, when they play
it
together
it
all the
isn't.
time.
It isn't. I'm looking at the lineup and I'm thinking I don't have disagreements with that, but I'm thinking, hey, maybe the possibility of having a Marc Bernal in there as someone who's a little bit more
Yeah.
progressive rather than
Mm,
Marcasado, because what we're seeing just the midfield, it's not doing much.
It's
But
not bad, but it's not doing too much. Like it's just like
exactly.
it's like it's just like like mid, like it's in the
Uh
car,
huh.
like
yeah,
like nothing
I
Exactly.
nothing's
just
happening.
I yeah, I think even midfield of Casado and Bernal in the last season, starting of the last season when Pedri and Frankie were injured, even that midfield performed better.
Yeah.
But as a second, welcome, my friend. What did you make of the first half
Yeah.
performance from Barcelona? I want to hear your thoughts.
Good,
Yeah,
right?
I think it's not much up to I think Barcelona. I think it just Real Oviedo don't want to play football. they they are
That's
just
Yeah.
also
breaking the
true.
plays, taking
Yeah.
taking long time to make throws, wasting time, faking injuries or earning fouls and all these things. They are just trying to they just wasted the first half like that only.
Yeah. Yeah.
When the extra time was added in the in the first half for 2 minutes, I think that was the only time our team was trying to score a goal. Otherwise, they were also going with the flow. I think Lamin created 2 to 3 chances. I think Lewandowski could have done better on that,
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
that is the type of chances Lewandowski should be scoring. He's a poacher. He had a header.
Yeah.
He had a good, I think, chance before that also. Lamin had created 2 to 3 chances. I don't know, what do you guys think is happening with Lamin? Because every time I see, he's always on the half line. He never receives the ball beyond the half line in the opposition half. Every time he's trying to dribble on the half line. I don't know. Hansi Flick has to correct this, because this he cannot dribble the whole team, because if he tries dribbling from half line, there will be multiple player, double teaming in, triple teaming. He cannot
Yeah.
do this. Also he has to exert more energy that way.
Uh-huh.
But if he he receives the passes in the attacking half, of the
Yeah.
opposition team, it is easier. Compared to last season, look at the scenario is entirely different.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna be talking about this game specifically, but it's just the ball isn't getting to him. If
Mm-hmm.
we just let Lamine Yamal play so high up, we're just not gonna be able to receive. They're just not gonna be able to receive
Yeah.
the ball.
Like
We've
Yeah,
seen
look
it.
at Cancelo. Yeah, on the
The
other hand, Cancelo is pushing up. Rafinha is getting the space to go inside. Same
yeah, but
doesn't
again,
happening. Same thing is
yeah,
not
but then
happening with
we
Lamine,
can't
I think.
expect Eric Garcia to do that all the time though, because Eric Garcia is more like in between though.
Yeah, we need a
The thing
true
though.
right back. Also,
Yeah,
Cancelo is
exactly same.
getting wrong footed every time. On the left hand side, he should be
Hmm.
playing right back, and Gerard Martin should be shifted as left back, Eric Garcia as a center back. That would be ideal.
When I'm looking at this type of game, I'm in the back of my mind. I'm thinking, in this point of time, yes, Eric Garcia has been absolutely phenomenal. This season, I'm not
Yeah,
debating that, but you can tell that he's in a
yeah,
right back. You can tell that
yeah,
that isn't his natural position.
Yeah, you're
You're looking
right.
at Jean Martin, that isn't his natural position. You're looking at Cancelo. Yes, he can play both left back and right back, but you want him on the right
yeah,
and
Yeah,
everything.
but come
You're
yeah.
on,
looking
but
at these
yes, well,
players
come
and you're
on though,
thinking,
but it's against someone like the lower
Let's
division,
be honest. Who
lower
doesn't
team
want to
though.
see, who doesn't want to see Lamine and Lamine and Cancelo on the same wing?
Exactly,
That would be
exactly.
crazy.
Uh huh.
Like,
No,
to be fair, that like I don't mind playing Eric Garcia as right back against like the lower teams. Because come on,
no,
it's
of
a lower
course.
teams. It's a
No, of
lower teams,
course.
Yeah,
right? But come
No,
on,
of course. I'm not. Barcelona, they should be doing much better against Real Oviedo. All I'm just
yeah,
saying, it just when you look at this type of performance, you're thinking, yeah, it'd be amazing just to have an actual right back, an offensive right
yeah,
back. A Balde esque out on the right
yeah.
to
yeah.
combine with
Also,
Lamine Yamal and
Eric
That's also
Garcia.
overlap. Because how
Yeah,
many times has Eric Garcia
Eric.
overlapped in this game?
Yeah,
Like
also he can, Eric
minimal.
Garcia play as a center back, and Gerard Martin can go as a left back. So Cancelo can play as a right back in the second
Hmm.
half, I think.
yeah. But he's more for a left back though. Cancelo's more for a left back than a right back because he plays
No, I
better
think
in the left.
no, I think his primary position is right back because of his. I think he's right-footed. Otherwise, I
No,
think
he's left footed.
he can play both.
Yeah, I know. I know he can play both, but I feel like he prefers playing
Yeah,
in the left though
Okay.
than
Well,
the right.
yeah,
I mean that isn't like one of the big talking points of the
Yeah, I
half,
know. Yeah.
but there wasn't really much urgency. There wasn't really much intensity. I
yeah,
would say from the team to in the half. Changes are going to be coming in the second
Oh, yeah.
half. You may be looking at
Fermin has to come in.
Yeah, Fermin Lopez. I'm looking at Marc
Has to.
Bernal as
yeah.
well.
Whenever Fermin comes, the team tries to. It looks 2x faster, like YouTube button.
Yeah. This is the type of game where like Fermin have to score
To be honest,
against.
Olmo has been doing better. He's trying to defend also.
Yeah.
He's coming to defend back also. First time I'm seeing this from him. He's trying. He's entirely dominating both the boxes, going up, down. Up and down.
Yeah, but again, when you look at it, it's easier if Walma had Pedri, but again, he's doing all the work
Yeah,
for the young though. That's the thing though.
that's
Like
the
he
problem.
can't yeah, he can't
Yeah,
expect Alma
we
to
are
do
not
everything
holding on
though.
to the ball. We are losing ball in center midfield.
I mean like
Hmm.
we're not bad at the ball. It's just that we're not creating the build up properly. And
Yeah, but the
the
problem
defense
is, we are playing against a relegation side. That's the only problem. It
yeah,
is not like
that's the thing
we
though,
are
yeah.
playing as a
Like
good team.
that's the thing that I'm not asking them to be perfect, but at least be like have create a lot of
Yeah,
chances.
at least be
I
good,
mean
against a relegation team.
Yeah, also the defense is not that bad. It's just like the their decision making are poor. Like like when they got the
Yeah.
yellow and everything, they need to fix on that. Like overall, the defense is not that
Also,
bad.
also
It's
they
just
are only attacking on the side of cancel only.
Yeah, on
yeah, no,
Cancelo.
stupid,
Hmm If,
stupid.
if you're looking at Real Oviedo trying to attack Barcelona through the right hand side, it's coming through Ilias and everything.
Yeah,
Um, well, what changes would you guys make in the second half?
yeah.
Bar
So
Fermin Lopez.
it has to be. Because here's the thing, though. Yeah, coming Fermin has to come, but I was thinking, right, like play almost in the nine, then Fermin in the behind him, like the false nine almost. And
Okay.
that was gonna. I was thinking doing that, but it's not because again, you can't put Lewandowski and Fermin at the same time because it doesn't really work very well. It works sometimes, but it doesn't work fully.
hmm
I don't know, man. I should.
Okay.
I don't know. I don't like Bernal, but again, but Bernal's not really up par though. He's still like recovering from his thing though.
No,
But
Mm.
at this point, looking at Marc Bernal, well, he needs his minutes. Well, he
yeah,
needs his
exactly.
minutes, and,
That's
and
the
I
thing
think
though. So
Yeah.
this is the opportunity for Marc Bernal against Real Oviedo, bottom in La Liga. This is a game in which you'd play Marc Bernal. It's just that
oh,
the
you
games
know
get.
what, bro? You know what,
Oh,
bro?
Koundé is coming on. What for?
18. So he's
Martin.
putting so he's putting
Maybe for
Eric back to center
Cancelo.
back. Yeah, he's
Yeah.
putting. You know what?
Fermin
Okay.
also.
You know what? He should put
Yeah,
Eric
Gerard
left
Martin is
back.
going off.
Yeah,
You know
yeah.
what?
It's
Yeah, it makes
Martin
sense.
coming off.
It makes sense because of
He's gonna
Ariel.
have the passing ability of Eric Garcia and Pau Cuarci trying to build it out from the back.
Oh,
All right,
I was thinking though, like he should put Eric left, then Kunde center back in this game, but it's not gonna work. He's not gonna do that in this game right now.
we'll see. We'll see.
Yeah.
All right, guys. I'll see you for the match reaction. If you guys
All
do
right,
want to
man.
tune in, but
Yeah.
we need to get the 3 points
All
for
right.
sure.
Yeah.
All right, boys. All right.
At home this season, a perfect 100% record thus far. They haven't won 10 straight at home since the reign of Ernesto Valverde back in 2019. And the last time they failed to beat a club on the bottom of the La Liga table was just a year later when they drew 2-2 against Espanyol. Eric Garcia with his first contribution. Good looking ball from Lewandowski, but very calmly dealt with there by David Costas.
Pressure was laid. Pressure was laid there from Lamine Yamal. Once everybody commits to that pressure on the left, he's got to come over and shift over so that there is no outlet available to Oviedo.
There's Chira, who had his moments in the first half. A cross from Javi Lopez, easily scooped up by Joan Garcia.
Balde, Araujo, Rooney, and Fermin warming up.
Played a part
This is
in
not a
the
game meant for
except
Araujo
one.
whatsoever.
You hear the groans and moans of the crowd there. I was about
If
to
we're
say,
struggling with the build-up
you finally
from the back,
break through an initial pressure, turn the ball forward.
yeah, Araujo's not going to help that whatsoever.
Out Lewandowski, but the retreating Kawasi Sibo turning it behind. The Ghanaian conceding the corner. As daylight turns to dusk here at the Camp Nou. Barcelona looking to turn it on. Fourth corner of the night for them, and Lewandowski. Well, he made the run, he got there in front of the defender, and then couldn't find the connection.
That was the opportunity right there for
The
Lewa.
hardest part of this for Lewandowski is actually getting ahead of the defender. He does that, leaves Sibo
He
behind.
doesn't
Now
even
it's
get
about
contact
making
on the
coverage.
ball.
Wide open header.
If they were just able to get any contact on that, it's probably a goal.
Wasted opportunity for Barcelona and Robert Lewandowski.
Remains on 9 league goals for the season. 2 behind Ferran Torres as leading scorer. And there's Santi Cazorla amongst the substitutes, warming up for Oviedo. Again, a look at the alignment now for Hansi Flick's side with Koundé, as you suggested, Ali, going over to the right. Eric Garcia coming inside. Real Oviedo did a masterful job in the first 45 minutes of just slowing the game down, both in play and whenever there was a stoppage. Seemed to drag Barcelona down to their tempo. Now then, Chaira.
Great, Eric. Great work right there from Eric Garcia.
All-important challenge for Eric Garcia.
And it's a slow developing sequence in transition.
He's offside right there as well.
All of a sudden it develops with a 2v1 inside the 18-yard box. If Chada gets his head up, Viñas has a tap in at the back post.
It was offside anyways.
You mentioned Oviedo's Achilles heel, conceding goals from headers.
Okay.
Barcelona have
We're
yet
getting
to concede a
fried.
goal from a header in La Liga this season. The only team to whom that applies.
That's out, that's out, that's out, that's out.
And running out of space on his opposite flank was Hassan.
I cannot begin to tell you how frustrating that is and how dumb that is. You finally work yourself to a...
Oh, Frankie, you just give it back to him.
While you make the case
Nice.
Barcelona hasn't been scored in headers in La Liga, let me just tell you, they just gave up 2 set-piece goals against Slavia Praga in Champions League this past week. Swing the ball in. If you're Oviedo, you've committed some numbers forward, swing the ball in and see if you can get the end of a header and run into a goal.
Yeah, Hansi Flick talking about that.
You find Raphinha.
Pre-game is Raphinha.
Oh.
He flashed that across the face, and Dani Olmo barely had time to adjust.
While Dani Olmo doesn't make the contact that he wants, and obviously it's a cross that's coming with a whole lot of pace, I also have to say Lamine Yamal, Lewandowski's outside the 18-yard box. As Dani Olmo makes that run to the near post, Lamine Yamal has to cover the back post. It's his responsibility to get there. He was nowhere to be found in the sequence.
Well, the high press paying off there for Barcelona.
Take a shot, take a shot.
Dani Olmo
Nice.
with the shots, and
There we go.
breakthrough.
There we go, Dani Olmo. Mistake from the Oviedo defender.
Continues.
Barcelona take full advantage of that.
Breaking the ice here, and how Barcelona needed that.
Colombito, was it? Who was it that made the mistake?
And Guillermo Almada. I hear you, Guillermo Almada. I'm with you. I'm thinking what you're thinking. We've done so well.
No,
in this
Colombato.
game. Why? Oh,
Santiago
why?
Colombato.
I was trying to get cute with the possession of the ball inside our 18-yard box. And in doing that, you're messing around with the ball, clear it, clear it, clear it. They don't, and now you've created stress for yourself. Now give credit to Barcelona. They're able to keep the play alive, and give credit to Dani Olmo, who sees the space.
Oh no, it was Carmo.
creates an
It was
angle,
David
goes to the
Carmo.
legs of Colombato. Carmo doesn't quite see it. Escandel can't quite react on time. 1-0 Barcelona.
It was the center back who made the mistake.
Out of nothing. Out of Oviedo.
Hey, we take that. We take that.
Playing with the ball inside
A
their
great
own
goal from
18-yard
Dani Olmo.
box. High pressure from Lamine Yamal. Gives
What a
him
finish from
credit,
Dani.
And then Dani Olmo finding the finish of the post and in.
His 6th La Liga goal of the season. As you said, almost had it on the plate, and only takes a moment, doesn't it, to undo 45 minutes of good work
Yeah.
in the Oviedo defence. That will be particularly guiling for Guillermo Almada. And the breakthrough arriving just past the 50-minute mark. Around the same time they scored their first goal in the away fixture up in Oviedo in September. It took them 56 minutes to get on the score sheet.
There is a reason. Sorry.
That should ease any concerns or any worries, or at least the anxiety, minimum the anxiety of getting a goal in this match.
That's one thing. But
We still need to get another to close out the game,
dead last
but it makes it so much easier
It's not
now.
just not scoring goals. It's just making
For
mistakes
Barca.
that are absolutely 100% avoidable, unnecessary. There's no reason for Oviedo to be messing around with the ball inside their own 18-yard box. And the moment the ball goes to David Carmo and he's under pressure, clear it, and we'll deal with it at a different time. Instead, no, let's go find the extra pass. Turnover happens and Barcelona takes advantage of it.
Well, that's why Oviedo are bottom in La Liga. It's things like that. Things like that that pile throughout the season.
Olmo, meanwhile, looking long and delivering for Raphinha too. Unable to stay on his feet, didn't get the decision.
He's had a difficult time today, Raphinha.
Yeah, certainly not one of his more productive outings thus far.
Shout out to Dani Olmo, who not the most consistent player for Barcelona, has had some injury issues, which is not a surprise. It has been part of his history as a player, and inconsistency has also been part of his history as a player. But he's hot right now. Scored a great goal in the midweek, and able to take advantage of the opportunity today, getting a start.
Nice, Cancelo. Great job recovering the ball right there.
Industry from Lewandowski, as Barcelona settled into possession again. Dani Olmo. Lamine Yamal teases his way towards the cross, and Lewandowski not a firm enough connection this time.
Firm connection with the ball. Lewandowski heads it straight to the keeper though.
While he's fighting against David Costas. Gets on the end of it, but straight at Escandel, who makes a save. Warm-up save, really, for Aaron Escandel.
Nice, Lamine. What?
That's a good challenge from Lamine Yamal. That's not a foul.
Yeah, Chira went down with a cry of anguish to boot.
That's not a foul. That's a beautiful challenge from Lamine Yamal.
Lamine Yamal recovers the ball well.
Marcus Rashford is on the point of... Oh, no, it's Balde that's going to be...
Balde coming on. 2 substitutions for Hansi Flick right here.
Another switch.
Kunde and Balde changing the fullbacks.
That has Joao Cancelo coming off, written all over it.
Yeah. 60 minutes for Cancelo, not bad. Oh, another mistake.
A horrible error, and Raphinha is the beneficiary.
Horrible mistake from the Oviedo defender. Raphinha chips the keeper, and that's 2-0.
Two self-inflicted wounds for Oviedo, and Barcelona suddenly find themselves in the comfort zone.
Barcelona taking full advantage of the Oviedo mistakes. Oviedo, they're doing such a good job in the game of nullifying Barcelona, making it super difficult to play out from the midfield and from the back.
It was a tough afternoon for Raphinha. Hasn't played all that well.
But that's what
hasn't
Raphinha
had
does
the
best,
impact that you
score
would
goals.
want. And while it's not all he's doing, because he gets a whole lot of help from David Costas, who's trying to play the ball back to Escandel.
That bad pass from Costas. He's trying to pass it back to the quick keeper, but he scuffs it.
And then from there, Raphinha says, I got this. Don't you worry about it. A little dink over the top of Escandel.
Oh, what a goal from Raphinha.
And what seemed to
That's a
be
cold
competitive
finish.
game
That
for
is a cold
Oviedo,
finish.
It's no longer the case. 2-0 Barcelona. Give credit to Raphinha and the quality of his finish. There's some filth behind it too. David Costas with a gift for Raphinha, a gift for Barcelona. Punch the ball all you want, still 2-0 Barcelona.
Takes him to 8 for the season. Raphinha, who missed such a big chunk of the early part of the campaign.
well, why is the Oviedo fan jumping as well?
Barcelona fans bouncing again. It was a quiet and pretty frustrated crowd during the first 45 minutes. But it's stated in the obvious, Ali, the one thing you can't do if you're Oviedo is make defensive mistakes. Certainly of that magnitude.
I wish, Adrian, that we could copy
Fermín and Balde?
what I said just about 2 or 3 minutes
I want to see Marc Bernal, guys. I want to see Marc Bernal. I want to see Marc Bernal. I want to see Rooney.
Very happy about how the first half went. But what you cannot account for is unnecessary, avoidable mistakes. And the 2 goals come from really dumb decisions from Oviedo. And again, it's no surprise that they are last in the league, because teams that have been struggling over the course of the season, that haven't won a game since late September, that can't seem to figure out how to win matches, this are the sort of mistakes that they make, and Oviedo have done so today.
So it is going to be
Joao Cancelo off, and who? Is it going to be Casado?
surmised, Ali.
No,
Joan
it's
Cancelo.
Raphinha.
And Fermín Lopez is also going to come on. And Raphinha will be removed.
Great work from Raphinha getting the second.
Fermín on the
Remember
back.
2 years ago, Raphinha couldn't finish his chances?
In Prague. 4-2 Champions
Character
League
progression.
success in midweek.
Raphinha has really undergone a huge shift during these past, I would say, 2
Now,
years.
Leon.
Oh, Frankie.
Struck off that challenge from Alberto Reina. Outside of
I want Loa to get his
pass
goal
from
as well.
Yamal. Lewandowski wants a corner. I think he's going to get it.
A Lewandowski goal would be nice.
He can pass out of pressure, so in the case of Frankie de Jong, he's running beyond the pressure. That then isolates Lamine Yamal, finds the cross to Robert Lewandowski. Lewandowski does well in getting ahead of the defender, deflected for a corner kick.
Which they have taken short and quick. Lamine Yamal going to work here.
Oh,
And a
no!
delivery that just eluded everyone.
Oh,
Lewandowski
Lamine.
with the
Great footwork right there.
stretch at the end of it to try and connect.
So close.
Ends up being a really good save from Aron Escandel after the many step-overs from Lamine Yamal that creates an angle and separation, and then Lewandowski stretching but can't quite get there.
All right.
And the save count is rising for Aron Escandel. How many more will be required as
Oh, Lamine on the left. You want to see that.
Barcelona are in the comfort zone, Ali? They can relax a little and get back to doing some of the things they do so well, the things that Oviedo stopped them doing in the first half. Seventh corner of the game. Dani Olmo is the man to take it.
If you're Barcelona, while you know that the game is under control, I don't think you want to go back to what was going on in the first half. You must have noticed a difference if you're Barcelona, that when you push the tempo, Oviedo struggled to keep up with you. So continue to speed things up in terms of the quality of movement and the pace of play, and you're more likely to find a third and a fourth goal rather than just making this a glorified possession drill.
De Jong at the heart of the Barcelona passing in.
Oh, look at the passing between the boys.
And then a little flourish.
Nice, Fermin.
from
What?
Yamal, But he was also adjudged to have been the aggressor, much to the displeasure of the crowd,
This referee,
the player
man.
and his manager.
Juan Martinez Munuera, perhaps seeing the grab of Lamine Yamal, and in doing that, that keeps the player from Oviedo, Javi Lopez, making the challenge, or from making the challenge. I suppose it's the correct call. Lamine Yamal feels otherwise.
Looks as though Fonseca is going to come on momentarily for Oviedo.
Okay.
Guillermo Almada yet to make a switch. Now next week, Barcelona will have a different sort of proposition. They'll travel down the coast to take on Elche.
A team that plays good football.
Start time for that game on Saturday.
You saw how difficult the reverse fixture was when Elche came to the Camp Nou. I mean, not to the Camp Nou, but to the Montjuic.
Surpassing expectations thus far. It'll be an interesting test for Barcelona.
Elche that just lost a really tough game against Levante, a game in which they had tied with a beautiful bicycle kick. Great goal. They thought that maybe either they would go on to win it or at the very least draw the game, and Levante with a late goal. Big result for Levante.
Yeah, they needed that badly. Levante alongside Oviedo trying to avoid an immediate return.
Koundé.
It's looking to be a tall order
to
for
Pau.
Oviedo, isn't it? 13 points. Already 8 points from safety.
All right, here, ball is into space. Find Fermin, find Fermin.
As Balde extends the defense here, and
The pass wasn't the best from Balde.
Patrolling the outer reaches of his penalty area again.
It's a good combination play that brings Alejandro Balde open. But Escandel reads it well, knows that the option that Alejandro Balde has is to swing the ball into an
Oh,
incoming
Koundé
Fermin.
mistake. Blocked the shot.
Meanwhile,
Oh!
Reina, and did that get a touch over the top there from Joan García?
Oof.
Thought so.
Oh, and it's starting to rain as well. What a shot from the Oviedo player.
I'm wondering if
Yeah,
the
was
call,
that given as a handball?
yeah, because the referee seems to make a call for a handball. I don't know why he took that long to make the call, if indeed that's what he was going to give. Regardless, it ended up being a good touch from Joan Garcia.
Yeah, Reina, it was, remember, who scored against Joan Garcia from distance in the home game, and he now makes way.
Alberto Reina off. Okay.
Nicolas Fonseca, his replacement. Costas winning the header, the first touch for the other substitute, Nacho Vidal, as well. Yeah, it was actually a double switch for the visitors. Vidal replacing Lucas Hardol.
It's a like-for-like switch. Early on with Guillermo Almada and his time with Oviedo, I think what we can ascertain is that he's not a guy that's going to make a whole lot of changes and going to bring something entirely different about this group or to this team. He's more about structure, more about organization, and his changes and substitutions are pretty straightforward.
Yeah.
Doesn't really change the shape of the team. And I would also say that probably he doesn't quite have the tools to be making too many changes, and he wants to keep it as basic as possible.
44,763 here to see the return to home fields for Barcelona as the rain starts to gently fall here in Catalonia. I'm not sure if the president's able to stay awake, Ali. He seems to be nodding off a bit.
Awake in March. Elections are coming up.
Yeah. 15th of March. Elections. Rafa Yusi going to be taking the interim role,
Adrian Healy and Ale Moreno with you.
while John Laporta steps down.
Join our coverage of La Liga here on ESPN. And it looks as though Barcelona will be back at the summit. Long ball back to Joan García.
Great work from Joan right there. That was a super good, difficult ball,
Deal with it.
and he dealt it brilliantly.
Now Koundé trying to guide Yamal forward, but give David Carmo too much of a head start. Carmo, the Angolan international, who played a couple of games in the recent African Cup of Nations for his country.
An event that you were able to attend?
I did make some of the first knockout round. Didn't see Angola in action, but saw a little Ivory Coast and Cameroon and South Africa. In very similar conditions to what we have here at the new camp today, Ali. Cold and light rain. A lot worse where you are, I hear.
We're getting a little bit more than that, Adrian.
The fine art of the Connecticut snow shovel will be.
Find Loa, find Loa. No,
Yamal
Lamine.
demonstrate some of his fine arts.
Barcelona right here enjoying a nice stint of possession. Moving the ball.
Here's
Nice,
Balde.
Balde. Great work.
Decisive, positive run
No.
by Alejandro Balde, but just poked away at the last by Carmo with Lewandowski lurking.
It's a good change of pace from Alejandro Balde. Gets inside of the defender. There's a dip with the shoulder, but now you got to make decisions as to what you're going to do with the next touch. Are you taking a shot on? Are you finding a pass? Are you taking a defender on? And that's when you see the limitations of a defender in the final third.
Danny Olmo's corner. And catching practice there for Aaron Escandel with the quick release. Hassan's crossfield ball. Colombato has Hassan on the run again.
All right.
Let's call it optimistic, shall we, Ali? Hassan on the run, trying to beat Joan Garcia from.
The game at this point is giving off
This is a
the
moment
vibes
they
of the
won't look
scrimmage.
back on with any degree of fondness. Raphinha will.
It's a gorgeous finish from Raphinha, but man, David Costa.
Oh, Man United versus Arsenal right now?
Good Lord, what a mistake that was.
Hey, when you're Barca, you have to take advantage of it.
On a day that was very far from his best.
1000%.
He's found a way to make an impact.
That last attempt by Hassan, while I appreciate his effort and appreciate his endeavor, and he's been one of the few players from Oviedo that has been willing to take players on and has been somewhat of a threat in the attack, it just really paints a picture as to how limited this team is in the attack. They just simply don't have the tools, and when you think about their expectations coming into this season, it was one objective, one goal, and that was survive, stay up.
Oh,
That's it, and that's
oh, mistake from
that
Casado.
goal is fading fast, and reality seems inevitable. Relegation looms in the not so distant future. They just don't have enough.
Great to see Marc Bernal coming on.
13-game winless streak for Oviedo, about to become 14, it seems, today.
At this point in the season, you want to see Marc Bernal coming on consistently.
Valencia.
Getting 20,
back at the
30,
end of
40,
September, they had
getting
the other
60.
victory Against Real Sociedad at the end of August at home, as Barcelona look for a third. Danny Olmo teeing it up. Oh, how about that? Lamine Yamal.
Lamine
in
Yamal
spectacular fashion.
acrobatic?
And he now has 100 goal contributions in his young career for club and country. And what a way to reach the century.
100 goal contributions for Lamine Yamal, 18 years of age. That's the kid right there. That was a brilliant Lamine Yamal goal.
That kid that we just showed will never forget this moment. Being there to see this guy do what he just did.
Lamine Yamal showing the badge.
It's good work on the left-hand side from Dani Olmo. Good build-up play, penetrating pass.
Dani
from
Olmo,
Casemiro.
assist as
All
well.
that's behind Lamine Yamal, but he does all the work. He does the heavy lifting. Athletic finish, resourceful finish.
That was a brilliant goal from Lamine.
He's never getting there.
Olmo has to be man of the match. I would
Beautiful
agree.
from Lamine Yamal.
Goal and
Next
assist.
level. And
Goal to
finally,
open up the match. An
we
assist
see
to basically
something from
close
Barcelona
off the game.
that is worthy of a team that will
Great
now
performance
be
from Olmo.
once again top of the table.
Continuing his good run of form as well.
The reaction from his manager matched that of the young fan we saw. Smiles all around. It was perfect technique, wasn't it? After Dani Olmo's good approach work, which you were right to credit, Ali, and he now makes way for Bernal, as Barcelona can breathe very easy and start to ease their way.
Nice, Frankie.
Towards a 3-pointer. Maybe they're not going to ease off just yet, as they have a chance for 4, and it still may come. The offside flag is going to prevent that from happening.
In this case, Lamine Yamal, he's trying to look the outside of the left foot to Lewandowski in the middle. I think there's an opportunity for him to simply open up his body and try to find the finish himself.
Lamine Yamal onside.
Onside position. He's trying to squeeze it to Lewandowski. Missed clearance. And Lamine Yamal.
Yeah, it was that instance where the ball went actually inside of the net. The build-up was good.
We talked about the start to life again without Pedri for Barcelona, Ali, and for the first 45 minutes it certainly looked like they were missing him, but different story in the second half.
You can see right here the goal.
Yeah,
Rooney coming on as well. Look at that.
Barcelona have been better in the second half,
Acrobatic.
no doubt about that.
We need him to be
Standing
consistent. We
pretty
can't be
close,
saying see you in 2 to 3 weeks.
It's
Olmo
also
vibes.
said they require
That's true. You want to have a great Dani Olmo.
and Oviedo provides
His
that.
quality is never called into question. It's just, can you be
After
consistent?
that, Oviedo knows they have
That's
no
the most
right to
difficult
pass,
part of
so
being at the top
that
and playing for
energy and that
clubs
sense of
such as
belief that
Barcelona.
they had early on in the match, that has disappeared, and then that allows additional space for Barcelona. That when they want to push the tempo, they're going to create chances, and more than likely, they're going to score goals.
And 3 have duly arrived with the highlight moment. The Lamine Yamal strike that takes him to 8 in La Liga for the season. When you look across the top 5 European leagues, Ali, and look at the number of players who are in double figures in goals and assists in all competition. There are only 4 of them, and Barcelona have 2. Lamine Yamal and Fermin Lopez.
So you're saying that's pretty good?
Yeah,
You're saying that's pretty good?
they are sharing the wealth around, aren't they? It may not be the explosive numbers that we saw from Lewandowski and Yamal and Raphinha last year, but spreading the wealth around to great effect.
Okay.
It's time now for Hansi Flick to spread the minutes and take Lamine Yamal off the field. So I'm guessing it's happening as we saw Ronnie Radaji about to come on.
Yeah.
Lamine Yamal off.
Your suspicion was correct, sir. And Lamine Yamal is going to depart to a standing ovation.
Standing ovation from the crowd right here.
Everyone out of their seats. The moment that will be replayed many, many times, I imagine, for the forthcoming weeks.
Well, that goal will be part of the highlight reel over the course of his career.
He even was able to get some curve on it as well.
That's special. Now, it's amazing that I'm talking about a highlight reel for somebody who is a grand total of 18 years old.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was going to say, how long will that reel be when all is said and done? It's Fermin Lopez. Balde has got around the back here.
No, he was trying to find Ferran. I mean,
Back too
Frankie.
far in the end. Easily won back by Bernal. All one-way traffic now, Barcelona. Sitting very pretty indeed. And enjoying their football a whole lot more than they did for the first 45 minutes here.
Joao Cancelo is trash. I would just say Joao Cancelo is trash. I think that's a little bit harsh. I do think that we have to remember that he's a player who hasn't been involved much in Al Hilal over the past months. So
games in a row that they won before last weekend.
he's going to need some time to adjust and get back up to match sharpness.
In all competitions. And
But we know his quality.
this week.
And obviously Balde is the starter, but Joao Cancelo has his uses. The Yamal is mature, no complaining. He also stepped up, stopped posting so much on social media.
And it feels like it's out of nowhere.
Yeah. Well, Real Madrid's next task will be
Rayo Vallecano at home.
Next Sunday.
Oof, that's a super early start.
Rayo Vallecano, who've proved to be tricky customers in recent seasons, haven't they? Against
What a
the big
pass
boys
from
in
Garcia.
Spain. What they can do at the Bernabeu.
I know, Adrian, that you spend a substantial amount of time in Spain, so you know and recognize exactly what I'm about to say when it comes to Real Madrid.
Playing in Saudi made his performance trash.
The feeling about Real Madrid hasn't been all that great. In fact, it felt like everything was falling apart. And yet here they are.
Yep.
And that's something that we talked about at the beginning of the game, that if you're Barcelona, you may have felt really good and comfortable about how your season was going. You won Supercopa de España, you're leading La Liga, and you're thinking, all right, this is going the way it's supposed to be. And then, out of nowhere, Real Madrid, after they won their match yesterday against
No, it's
Real,
not out
they
of
were leading
nowhere.
La Liga, and you kind of go,
Barcelona were behind in La Liga in the month of October.
Right. Now, Fermin Lopez.
Ah.
Fire, but this time the Oviedo defense.
That was a great dummy by Fermin, but the cross inside the box wasn't great.
Yeah, I mean, Barcelona's lead was 7 points at one stage, and it looked at that point as though we may not get a title race, but
Making the most of it. The Arsenal versus United game is interesting. Who's winning right now? Arsenal just scored. No, an own goal by Lisandro.
as the rain increases, an emotional moment. Santi Cazorla is going to get a few minutes late on here.
I want to see the stats. Oh, no, the table. The Premier League table right now.
Camp Nou at the age of 41 years, 1 month and 11 days, Alec.
Yeah, I think the story of Santi Cazorla at Oviedo, going back to Oviedo and doing what this club and what he was able to do with this club last season and bringing them back to La Liga, that I think in itself, that's the win right there. Everything that has come after that is a bonus, and whatever happens this season, I think in the mind of Santi Cazorla is job done. can't do much more than what was a historic push and promotion for Oviedo. And I think he's just taking this season as a sort of lifetime achievement, kind of, I'm going to enjoy this because I know the ride is coming to an end.
Yeah. It's almost the farewell tour, isn't it?
Absolutely it is.
The man who played with such great distinction for Villarreal across 2 spells. For 6 years with Arsenal. Last time he scored against Barcelona was actually as a Villarreal player back in 2019.
Okay.
Just to tidy up those substitutions, Josip Berkalo, the Croatian international, also came on to replace Colombato. And Borbas was the 3rd switch.
Oh, what a back hero from Lewa.
Great work.
Not the best of pass from Koundé.
Koundé, but there was an infringement spotted.
Okay. Without Raphinha and De Jong, Barca so weak. I mean, you could say that for the same as, you know, for most teams. For Real Madrid, without Mbappe and Jude Bellingham,
52 points.
Real Madrid are worse.
In 21 games, the question is, how many points will it take this season?
Bayern without Kane or, I don't know, Kimmich.
That when you compare
Every team has that.
Barcelona and Real Madrid, and it's impossible not to compare them.
Yes, momentarily there's a chance for at least some sort of consolation for Oviedo. It's behind Borbas, the final ball.
You think that there is an identity to what Barcelona wants to be on the field and a game plan,
And there is.
whether you like it or not, this is the way that they're going to play, this is how they're going to press the ball, this is how they're going to defend, this is how they're going to attack, this is who they are. And I think that's very well defined. We are yet to figure that out with Real Madrid. It was supposed to be Xabi Alonso's task to give Real Madrid an identity and a plan and a structure, and the players just didn't want any part of it. And so out he goes, and in comes Arbeloa, and his message and his discourse has been pretty much about how great these players are, everything is great, everything is awesome, we are doing well, the players are going to do well. But there hasn't been a whole lot of substance to, okay, this is what we want to be, and this is what our identity is going to be. And that's where I think Barcelona has an advantage. This period, really short period of a honeymoon that we're seeing with Arbeloa and Real Madrid, given the last couple of results, the question is it sustainable? Because whenever it happens, and it will happen, that they may lose a game here or there, do these players go back to the bad habits? And they go back to blaming everybody else other than themselves. That doesn't seem to be happening at Barcelona, and again, that's where I think Barcelona is far more of a tighter unit than Real Madrid seems to be.
Yeah, I wouldn't disagree with any of that, Ali. It's Barcelona on the move again.
This is such a good cameo from Bernal. You saw that pass into space from Bernal into Casado. Casado didn't have the pace as some of the other Barcelona players in order to take full advantage of it, but he gave the ball off to Lamine Yamal, crossed it. So
in the Champions League, Barcelona found themselves 2 points behind Real Madrid as well, heading into the final group stage, but they could yet overtake Real Madrid. It's so tight. And they all fancy themselves to get the job done against Copenhagen in midweek, as Balde tries to engineer an opening, a deflected cross.
corner.
Will provide another corner.
Barcelona need to make sure that they get in the top 8. And that's still not a certainty. Beating Copenhagen will go a long way in determining that, but they're in a position in which they need a win against Copenhagen so that they can be in that top 8 and avoid that initial playoff.
Yeah, you want to do everything in your power to avoid those playoffs. That's going to be 2 extra games. You know, you can be... Oh, you don't know who you can face. I want to see the standings right now. As it stands, how would the knockout or the playoffs look like? So, playoffs. So it'd be Barcelona versus Sporting. Barcelona, Sporting, Juve versus Borussia Dortmund, Man City versus Atletico, Athletic Club versus Olympiacos, Monaco versus PSV. Okay.
Like it was in midweek.
These would be interesting.
Oviedo threatened to make life interesting in the first 45 minutes, but then became their own worst enemies.
Okay.
The second half began to unfold. The rain really starting to latch down here. And some
Arsenal versus Bayern, Chelsea versus Newcastle, PSG versus Tottenham, Liverpool versus Madrid. I'd want to see some change up in these matches. I'd want to see like a PSG, Arsenal. Nah, PSG, Arsenal we saw that last season. Chelsea, Chelsea, PSG, Madrid, Arsenal.
He's got a long trip back to Madrid tonight.
I'd want to see some matches.
Final 30
Oh,
seconds
look
of
at the
normal
rain.
time. I imagine there's going to be a huge amount of stoppage time. The crowd about as noisy as we've heard them today. They were kept quiet for a lot of the first half. The president has managed to stay awake.
That rain is
And in the
pouring.
end, a very satisfactory
Second half,
return
much better performance, of course.
to home surroundings after all that time away.
Oh, you can hear the thunder as well.
We got thunder, we got lightning, we got all sorts of stuff going on.
Yeah,
now.
you heard it.
Yeah.
Arsenal and whoever's second will be in 2 different sides of the bracket.
Stoppage time, even some hail.
Yeah.
How about throwing that into the mix?
Wow, look at that. Hail as well.
I mean, really, at this 3 minutes, are these 3 minutes necessary?
Yeah, like just wrap it up.
I want to see the
These are
outside
just 3
of
minutes in
Soler.
which is
Is it hail resistant?
excessive.
Oh, man. That
I
hail
really like
there
this
is gonna-
cameo from Marc
See, I don't
Bernal,
have
guys.
those issues.
I think
They
Marc
do,
Bernal
I-
regained
I-
some
I
sharpness,
suspect
regained
neither do
fitness,
you,
and
but-
just as the season progresses,
baby
gets
on
more and
safe
more
ground.
minutes, he could be a very, very good option for Hansi Flick. And he's going to give competition to both Frankie and Pedri in that role. He just offers something completely different.
You know, if we're talking about Gemma Soler's hair, you know this game is gone, right?
Let's see if Hansi Flick gets asked about it in the post-game press conference.
Okay.
It would be better
Imagine
than
us
the
pregame
pregame
playoffs and get
interview that he had
Giron
to do.
Arsenal in the next round. The set pieces frighten me in that matchup against Arsenal. You would want to have Araujo there to nullify the threat of Saliba, of Gabriel, but you just know, like, if that's the case, and he's making a mistake. He's making a mistake. And Arsenal as well, this Arsenal team, it'd be a horrible matchup. It'd be a horrible matchup.
In creating their own downfall here.
Yeah, and I think that's my assessment, Adrian, in analyzing this match, is that Barcelona were in trouble. It had the potential for it to be a stressful game, unnecessarily so, and then Oviedo presented Barcelona with unmissable opportunities. And give credit to Barcelona, they were there to press the ball, they were there to take advantage.
We took full
those
advantage of it.
hits.
When teams
we
take
saw
advantage of
something
our
special
mistakes,
from
you look
Lamine Yamal.
at the game against Slavia Prague, you know, we criticize Barcelona's defense. We say, oh my God, how can we,
Second effort deflected, it's still up for grabs.
how can we concede such easy goals when Barcelona, they take advantage of the opposition mistakes? You also have to give credit to that.
A team that only managed 11 goals all season long. And now Barcelona trying to finish with an exclamation point.
No,
Lewandowski
Leo, that was your chance to make it
has been
4.
kicked off the score sheet, had a chance to do just that. Didn't fall his way,
That was
but
his
the points
opportunity to make it 4.
firmly in the grasp of Barcelona.
But all right, Barcelona regained that first place. Look at how bad it's raining. Oh my, it's pouring. Oof. Pieces of hail are falling as well. Yeah, all the players going back into the dressing room right now. But guys, Barcelona get the job done. We were put under pressure by Real Madrid. They won against Villarreal. Man of the match has to be Lamine Yamal MVP. That's surprising. I thought it was going to be Dani Olmo. But Barcelona get the job done. We were put under pressure. And we get the 3 points. It wasn't the best of performances in the first half. Second half, much better. And we move. But all right, guys, I'll be back in a couple minutes with the match reaction. And we can talk about the match and the key moments in a little bit more detail. See you guys there.